Hey, what's good, folks? Peace, peace. Good afternoon to everybody. My little break time, situation here. Yeah, man, we had a conversation the other day, I think, on Black's channel. I think it was yesterday on Black's channel about Triple G and his plans. And the fact that Eddie Hearn said he was going to push the zone to make that fight with Triple G, with Andre. And we discussed the possibility also that Triple G would be looking to fight Jaime Munguia. Jaime Munguia. So those were the options. I've called Triple G very early on the worst investment the zone could have made. Triple G has not in any way brought back any value to his high-paid contract to the zone. They brought him there for one purpose and one purpose only. That's to fight Canelo, and that fight has not happened and isn't even on the radar. What would be the point seeing a 38-year-old Triple G go up to 168 to get absolutely pummeled by Canelo? So while Eddie Hearn is talking about that he's going to push the zone execs to make the Triple G versus Andre fight, we see a report from Jaime Munguia's people. Let me see if I can get the article. In case anybody thinks I'm lying. Yeah, Charles D. Peace, my brethren. Right, so here we go. So we see here, Gennady Golovkin versus Munguia clash being explored for 2021. And this is coming from Fernando Beltran, which is Jaime Munguia's Mexican promoter. And they're saying there are discussions for a potential 2021 showdown with Gennady Golovkin. And this fight might happen actually in March. Here it mentions that 2 years ago, Munguia was selected as an opponent for Golovkin, who was seeking a fight to replace Canelo, who was pulled from the fight after failing a pre-fight drug test. And the NCAC refused to sanction the fight, citing Munguia's age and lack of world-class experience. So Golovkin been looking for a chance to beat up this cherry pick for a while, but that was 2 years ago. Munguia hasn't gotten much better after that. He's gotten a little better, but he hasn't gotten much better after that. He hasn't fought no great competition after that. Munguia hasn't fought no world-class competition after that. He got his ass beat up by Dennis Hogan in 154. Dropped the belt count to 160. Didn't activate the mandatory versus Andre. Got into a war with Toriano Johnson. What a joke. Jaime Munguia would be another 15 million tune-up for Gennady Golovkin. What a joke. But I said yesterday on the show, so sorry, Beltran says we are doing well. I think we have a good chance of having this fight. Right now we are just talking. So Triple G is actually having discussions with this fight. And someone said yesterday in the chat, in Black's chat, that Triple G is going to go for the easy route. Easy route is Munguia. He's going to duck Demetrius Andrade. And I understand that a lot of people don't like Demetrius Andrade, but if both fights are on the table, Demetrius Andrade or Jaime Munguia, even the most ardent Demetrius Andrade haters can't possibly tell me Jaime Munguia deserves that fight more than Demetrius Andrade. If you can sit here right now and tell me that What's up, Lisa Bales? What's up, Tahaka Taseti? If you can sit here right now and tell me that you would prefer to watch Jaime Munguia fight Triple G than a unification with Demetrius Andrade, then it's not just about boxing no more. There's something personal that you have with Demetrius Andrade, which is weird because none of us noticed that. But if you're a boxing fan, you can't possibly tell me you're going to support Triple G taking another easy route. And that's what it is, another easy route, fighting Jaime Munguia. It's an easy route fight. I saw another publication saying that maybe, fight Jaime Munguia in March and then hopefully get the Canelo fight in September. If the zone wants to live a life where, because remember, Canelo Alvarez is not signed to the zone anymore. He is not signed to the zone. So he don't have to take any fights the zone has. The zone can't order him to take the goddamn Triple G fight. So if the zone wants to live on hope that Canelo says, okay, come fight me, and that's up to them. But why would I want to see a 38-year-old Triple G go up to super middleweight for the first time in his career, only to get snuffed by Canelo Alvarez? I understand the zone is banking on the Mexican crowd. They have Chocolatito versus Estrada. They have Canelo coming up against Billy Joe and Avni Yildirim. They want to have Jaime Munguia. So they're banking on the Mexican fans to subscribe to the zone. But if this is the kind of fight that they're going to sanction over a unification, and I have a problem with that. And then I have to place the blame squarely on Eddie Hearn, because if Eddie Hearn can't sell this fight to the zone, then that's a problem, because he's already promised Billy Joe Saunders to Canelo in May as a second fight. Canelo gonna fight Avni Yildirim in a small card in goddamn Guadalajara. He gonna fight him in Mexico in a little homecoming fight down there. Keep busy, and then fight Billy Joe Saunders in May. That's what's been reported. Eddie Hearn said on Akam Barak show that he gonna push this fight with Triple G versus Andrade to the zone. Now I'm seeing Triple G doing what other people said he would do, which is take the easy route, discussing the Jaime Munguia fight. Jaime Munguia. Has Jaime Munguia been some kind of big seller for the zone that I don't know about? What are we doing? It seems like every big fight for the zone next year is going to be with a Mexican. Ryan Garcia, Canelo, Jaime Munguia, Chocolatito, and Estrada. They're banking heavily on a Mexican audience. That's unfortunate. I think if Golovkin fights Jaime Munguia, the zone really doesn't really care too much about boxing. The zone execs really don't care much about boxing. I understand, because it's about numbers. But so would they prefer to pay Andrade another $4 million or whatever? Them and Matchroom pay Andrade $4 million, $5 million, whatever, to fight Liam Williams, and then after that fight some other bum, because there's no other fights for Demetrius Andrade. The three fights for Andrade were Jaime Munguia, who is supposed to be his mandatory, moving up from a champion at 154 to 160. Gennady Golovkin in a unification, or Billy Joe Saunders at 168. Billy Joe Saunders has been promised to Canelo. Munguia and Golovkin seemingly are going to pair off And where does that leave Demetrius Andrade in all this? If by now the zone doesn't understand that there's different ways to sell these fights, then there's a problem. They haven't exactly given Demetrius Andrade an opportunity to make a big splash. They didn't ask Canelo to fight Demetrius Andrade. They're not asking Triple G to fight Demetrius Andrade, and they didn't ask Jaime Munguia to fight Demetrius Andrade. Jaime Munguia ain't no big seller nowhere. If Jaime Munguia gets this Triple G fight, I blame Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn also works with Gennady Golovkin. You know, in whatever co-promotional type arrangement they have. And I would think Eddie Hearn would be able to sway the DAZN execs to approve the Andre fight. I mean, hell, DAZN, you know, really has to understand that nobody's checking for no Triple G versus no goddamn Canelo. You can't force feed people this fight. I don't care how much Chris Mannix and Kate Abdo and these people who was doing the commentary on the last fight there try and push this fight. Nobody checking for no Triple G versus Canelo. So you can sit there and try and keep Triple G warm with all his high-paid tune-ups and hope that Canelo says yes. But again, I say Canelo is not signed on any broadcast deal with DAZN. His next two fights might be with DAZN. Then they have to hope and pray Canelo stays there. But in the meantime, you have people like Demetrius Andrade, who is trying to get Billy Joe Saunders, but you've pretty much approved Billy Joe Saunders for Canelo in May. Can't get Triple G because Triple G is not going to fight his tune-up in Jaime Munguia. Let's not forget Jonathan Banks said he would have preferred Triple G fight Demetrius Andrade, and Triple G said no. At the Steve Rolls fight, he was asked about Demetrius Andrade. He ducked the question. You would have to be the most ardent. It would have to be something personal. Why you would now say between Jaime Munguia and Demetrius Andrade, you would prefer to see Jaime Munguia fight Triple G. I know there's some of you around here who have this weird obsession with hating on Demetrius Andrade. I don't know why. I don't know the brother personally. I don't know if he did something to y'all. But I do find it strange that all these champions are openly avoiding this guy. But y'all are still calling this dude trash. Something's wrong. Munguia shouldn't get Triple G before Andrade. Hell no, he shouldn't get Triple G before Andrade. Hell no. Yeah, man like Rafi, blessed Rafi. I mean, I tell you, when I started boxing scene article on this, I couldn't believe it. Why is Triple G even entertaining this fight? He said after his last fight with Camille Dremata, he's going to make the biggest, best fight possible next. Is that Jaime Munguia? That's the biggest fight next that Triple G can make? Jaime Munguia? I don't know, man. This Golovkin investment by DAZN has just been awful. Absolutely awful. It hasn't paid off in the slightest. Yeah, he fought Sergey Deverenchenko, but Sergey Deverenchenko was no big ticket seller. That ain't no, like, That's a good fight for like hardcores or whatever, but okay. You got you, Sergey. Didn't fight Canelo, pandemic. Come out of pandemic, fight your mandatory, Camille's Ramata. And the best fight you can give me next is Jaime Munguia. Man, look here. Triple G got to be the shrewdest businessman in the world. Yes, yes. Actual facts, Mr. Santos. Mr. Santos. Yo, I'm gonna send out the link if anybody want to give me the comments on this before I go. Y'all can hit the link and y'all can give me your comments on this because I don't understand. Billy Joe Saunders, in my opinion, should not get that Canelo fight before he fights Demetrius Andre. I think me and Rafi talk about that. Rafi, you could tell me, we talk about that. Billy Joe Saunders shouldn't just get the Canelo fight. He should be made to fight Demetrius Andre. How could champions be allowed to openly swerve people? Openly swerve people, and guys are not giving those champions any heat. Billy Joe Saunders pissed hot, almost tanked a matchroom show in America. If they couldn't get the Walter Cowton Dokwa over from Namibia to fight Demetrius, there would have been no show. Billy Joe Saunders almost tanked a matchroom card. Then when he had the chance to fight Andre again, he said no, because he couldn't huff his axillofrene. Yet somehow this man is in the runnings for a huge fight against Canelo. If I was Demetrius Andre, I would activate my goddamn mandatory with the WBO and stop that fight from happening. Blessed Rafi.
Bless up, my friend. Bless up, my friend. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I go there just talking about this whole this debacle where it's a Triple G here talking about he want to fight Munguia and not Andre.
Triple G said that.
Well, let's go. Let me share the article. Hold on.
Yeah.
So according to Munguia's co-promoter in Mexico, they're already in talks with Triple G to fight Jaime Munguia. Eddie Hearn said recently that he's going to push the DAZN executives to do the Triple G versus Andre unification.
Yeah, I'd watch that. I'd like to see that. Champion.
So why is it that Triple G going down another tune-up route with Jaime Munguia? Has Jaime Munguia impressed you, Rafi?
Not in the slightest, but it seems to me that only serves to further confirm to me that that Triple G now is in Triple G is now in is almost in a Floyd Mayweather. He's almost in a Floyd Mayweather kind of zone, but as a professional. You know, Floyd Mayweather's doing what he's doing after he's retired. He's retired and he's doing it. But it seems to me now Triple G wants to do what Floyd Mayweather's doing when Floyd Mayweather's retired. In so much as that he wants the easier fights. He wants the easier fights, or the fights that he perceives as being easier, because it didn't work out with Derevyanchenko.
That's right.
But it seems to me Triple G does not want the stiffest competition. He doesn't want the stiffest tests anymore. He's got a decent contract. I think they've cut him down, but he's still got a decent contract. And looks like he's just seeing out his last days, and he doesn't want the stiffest tests, plural.
That's right.
That's what it looks like to me.
That's right.
Yeah. So
Santos says, yeah, true, but you know they stay away from dangerous opponents in order to make more money. These guys get away with BS fights. Does anyone think Munguia has a chance against Triple G? I think Triple G wins. Of course. I mean, Munguia don't have no defense. What? Jaime Munguia blocks with his face.
well, that's what Triple G wants. That's what Triple G wants. It's, to me now, it's well, I'm not interested. I think we talked about it. We did talk about it, didn't we? Last time out, we talked about it. And I'm not interested in Triple G no more.
No, absolutely not.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, we did talk about it, sure.
Yeah, I'm not interested in Triple G no more. Because the blueprint seems pretty obvious and pretty clear.
Right. Right.
So
Triple G should not be entertaining this fight. He should not be entertaining this fight. You know what I'm saying?
But with his new business model, this is the type of fight he wants.
That's true, but to what end though? Right? It's because it's not like you have a Canelo fight short up. Canelo is not signed with the zone anymore.
No.
He's not locked in with the zone. He's locked into himself. He don't have to fight you. Do I want to see a 38-year-old Triple G make his first appearance at super middleweight to fight Canelo Alvarez, whose fought as heavy as 175 pounds? What?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I mean, the zone can't possibly be making these bad investments, allowing this man to just drain money, because there's no shortage of no Canelo fight, but there is shortage of a big defense with Andre.
Yeah, I think you've hit on the blueprint here for Triple G, and perhaps even the zone. It's get a fighter and pair him up with a Mexican fighter. Pair him up with a Mexican fighter. So now Canelo comes over and fights on the zone, but we don't just have Canelo fighting on the zone. We have Munguia fighting on the zone.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? So I think the blueprint for Triple G is clear, and it looks like the blueprint for the zone is clear also.
That's right.
So if Canelo alone, because before I think they were looking at Canelo like he's gonna bring all the people in, but it didn't. It appears that didn't work. So if Canelo alone isn't gonna do it, then let's just tap into the Mexican market now. Not just Canelo. We haven't just got Canelo. We got Munguia, etc., etc., etc. So come sign with us. It seems like that's the blueprint.
I agree with that, because all their fights in comes next year and if this fight gets made with Triple G and Munguia, it's gonna be what? It's gonna be Canelo twice, because he has Avni Yildirim and Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah.
Then you have, Saturday coming, you have Ryan Garcia,
Luke Campbell.
Luke Campbell, you have Chocolatito Estrada, and then if you have this fight, so obviously the zone wants the Mexican market. Okay, cool. But you still have Andre, who's due to make like $4 or $5 million to fight who? Liam Williams, and then who? Who are you gonna pay Andre to fight after Liam Williams? Who?
I'd want to see him against Billy Joe, but
Eddie Hearn has already promised Billy Joe to Canelo for May.
Oh, really? For May? Okay.
That's right.
Okay, so the blueprint is clear. We have the blueprint. It's a European guy or American guy versus a
Mexican
guy. A Mexican guy.
That's right.
That's the blueprint. That's the blueprint. Seems very clear. It's a shame, because I wanted to see Andrade versus Triple G. That I would watch. That is a more interesting fight. I think more people would rather see Canelo versus Andrade than Canelo versus Munguia.
I'm telling you, listen, I understand that there's a lot of people who like to jump on Demetrius Andre. He ain't fought nobody, but you can't fight people who refuse to sign to fight you.
Yeah.
And you can't fight ghosts.
Exactly.
Right? So it's like, okay, he ain't fought nobody, but okay, cool, he ain't fought. But what about the people who are turning down the opportunities to fight this guy? What is it about him that people keep swerving? What is about Demetrius Andre that people seem very wary about? Like, well, you know, I don't really want to deal with this guy. And then on the back end, they say he's boring, he sucks, he's this. So if he's all that, then just go beat him up.
Yeah, yeah, fight him. He's got a belt, take his belt.
Simple. But people seem to not realize that all these guys are swerving Andre for whatever reason. Billy Joe Saunders should not get that Canelo fight in May. He shouldn't get for just like that.
No.
Who's he going to fight in the meantime? Is he going to not fight until May?
May. Well, that's for 5 months away.
Billy Joe Saunders is going to know just what's you. Rafi, do you trust Billy Joe Saunders to stay disciplined enough until May?
Well, the narrative is that Billy Joe rises to the occasion. That's what the narrative is. So that's his get out to jail card. Don't worry, give me a big fight and I'll rise to the occasion. But can you really trust that? I don't know if I could trust that. Why not make it more compelling? Why not have Andrade versus Billy Joe? If Andrade doesn't get Canelo, why not go Andrade versus Billy Joe? And then like make it a knockout competition. Whoever gets through that gets Canelo. That to me builds more interest in the fight. Yeah, this is the guy opposite Canelo who beat the other guy. So whichever one of them wins, it's like a little tournament. You know, it's like a two-man tournament. Get the two-man tournament going on.
I agree with that. I just listen. I don't get it. And plus, a Billy Joe versus Demetrius fight would give DAZN at least more content on their service. Another good fight on their service. Are they satisfied with Billy Joe Saunders fighting Martin Murray? Martin Murray,
who's just retired.
You understand me? And then you're gonna be like, oh, that's cool. You don't have to fight Andre. So Martin Murray was a better fight than Demetrius Andre versus Billy Joe Saunders. So Eddie Hearn can sell Billy Joe Saunders to DAZN for Canelo, but can't sell Andre to Triple G for DAZN. I hope that Eddie Hearn comes up with this fight. I hope that the zone execs do not show how inept they are by authorizing this fight. You know, they should see sense that no, Triple G should have to earn that money. Like my guy Charles D said here, that Triple G needs to earn that money. Yeah. Charles Andre, he should have to earn it.
Yeah, totally. It's very disappointing. But yeah, we see the business model. It's pretty damn clear. It's unfortunate, but boom. That's what it looks like. That's how it looks like it's going down. Unfortunate, but boom. That's the way it's going to go. That's the way it's going to go down.
Man, this is when I saw this article, I was like, I mean, that's cool you're talking, but why is Triple G even entertaining these stocks? You know what I'm saying?
He's on his retirement tour.
I mean, I can't stop Munguia's people from talking to Triple G. I can't stop that. That's their job.
Yeah.
Right? But Triple G, as you said, his blueprint, his game plan seems to be fight these easy fights.
Yeah.
Fight these easy fights.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. I am disappointed. If Triple G takes this fight, then, you know, I mean, what can I say?
Very disappointing, but we see the blueprint. It's there. It's clear. It's unfortunate. But like I said, I'm not really interested in Triple G no more.
That's right. Neither am I, unless he fights Andre, what's my interest? Because even if he fights Canelo, I'm not interested in that fight.
I'm not interested in that fight because he beat him. He beat him the first time. The second time is debatable. And he's not going to beat him the third time unless he knocks him out. He's getting older.
That's right.
So his time has passed now. I feel sorry for him that he didn't get the decision the first time around because I think he won that fight in my book.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed for him in that regard, but outside of that, it's a wrap. It's his retirement tour now. and
That's terrible.
the blueprint and the game plan is very, very clear. Ryan Kong, I'm only here for a few minutes. I got to shoot off now, but it's been nice chopping it up with you. Smash that like button, people. Hit that subscribe button, and share Iron Kong's shizzle. Iron Kong, bless up. If I don't speak to you before the new year, have a blessed one, you and your family and everyone in the chat.
Bless you too, Rafi. You too, Rafi. Take it easy, man. Peace and power to you, you know.
Peace and power, Bridget. I'm out.
Yeah, man. Everybody in the chat, that's all I really came on to talk about and let y'all know that Triple G out here entertaining more tune-ups for $15 million or whatever his contract is now. I'm disappointed. I can't stop Munguia's people from talking to Triple G, but Triple G would probably take this fight. He would take this fight. He has shown no interest in fighting Demetrius Andrade in the past, and he would take this fight. And if DAZN authorizes this fight, it's an absolute joke. An absolute joke. How are you going to authorize this fight over a unification? It means the people at DAZN Boxing really don't know what the hell they're doing with boxing. They don't know and they don't care about boxing. So it's really unfortunate. But that's all from me, man. So as Rafi just said, if I don't talk to y'all again, I want to wish y'all a happy new year. You know, bringing 2021 way. I'm saying, oh, by the way, let me let y'all know, sir. You know, I guess everybody in here might be American. Listen, man. We just had an American have to go to court here for breaking out of quarantine in this country and making his way to the airport and trying to get out of the country. This man was infected with COVID and got out of quarantine and got to the airport. They had to arrest him and take him to prison, and now he's there awaiting either a 6-month jail sentence or a hefty fine. Another young girl in Cayman Islands did the same thing, and some tourists from England did the same thing in Barbados. If y'all not coming to these islands to follow the laws, don't come here. Y'all have a nice day. Peace and power. Brethren Santos, Charles D, Tahaka Tassetti, Sister Lisa Bales. All of y'all, man, have a great 2021. If y'all gonna go out tonight, please be cool, be safe. I don't want to hear none of y'all catch nothing. Just take care of yourselves in 2021. We'll be back. We got the Ryan Garcia fight on Saturday. We're gonna talk about that. Y'all, peace and power. Later.